How many of you real estate agents out there busting your tails, working hard for your clients, maybe even earning a really good living, but the one thing that you're looking for is some more time back? Hey, I'm Al Stasik, and I'm about to add, and there she is, the queen, Veronica Figueroa. Hello,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. I was just kind of telling the audience, like, all the agents out there who are just working their tails off. Maybe they have a really great business, they've built a great business, and they're really just looking to get one thing back that they don't have right now, which is time. And
Mhm.
you and I both know the really only way to do that is to scale your business and put people in place and build a great culture and infrastructure of systems. And no one's done that better than you. I'm so excited you're going to be joining us. Hello.
Thank you. Thank you. That's so sweet of you to say that. And yeah, time is definitely the most precious thing we have, and who we spend our time with too, right? That really matters. And the time that we do choose to spend it with people, make sure it's the right rooms, make sure it's the right people. It's people that are going to enrich your life. I'm wearing this pattern today because we just had our team quarterly sales rally, and it was like indoor picnics because it's hot outside in Florida. And when I was at the front of the room, just watching the size of the team, watching the leaders. I really, I didn't even have to do much. Like it was like they were blessing me with an opportunity to say something because they are running the show. They have built this amazing team that, I am so proud to say can run without me having my hand in everything.
Yeah.
And, I get to lift up the leaders. I get to continue to cast a vision and spend my time doing what I truly love doing. And I had a moment of clarity that, you know, when you choose to get into the real estate agent development business, right? And the leadership development business, it becomes such an amazing thing. So I love what I do. I got to celebrate with our team today. They give me, we've been able to build this team that has structure, systems, processes, accountability, leadership, standards, proven recruiting process, proving onboarding process, all these different things that we've built. And it has given me the ability to focus on the things that I love doing most, which is developing leaders, developing visions. And I have so much fun watching all of this evolve and grow. It has not been easy. I think I told the story like we've had to rebuild, break it all down, rebuild, break it all down many times. But I feel so at peace. I feel like where it's at today is a dream. And it is exactly that. We've scaled through great people, through leaders. And I think it's what every aspiring entrepreneur wants to build, right? You want to build something that can continue even when you are not around or you're not the one at the head of every single decision, but you're in business with people who treat it like if they were an owner, that they make decisions as if it was their business because you make them feel like they are part of something. And as a
Yeah.
CEO, when you go from agent to CEO, you have to make different difficult decisions. You have to put the right people in place. You have to make decisions at times that don't always feel good. I think one of the things that Chep taught me that I can appreciate, and you and I have coached with Chep Black and we've become friends with him, and he's made an impact, I think, on both of our lives.
Yeah.
Also, he always taught me that the CEO or leader that can control their emotions during challenging times and that doesn't react, in an impulsive manner and just is able to control themselves wins. So, even when things get difficult, like I think as a CEO or a team leader or as someone who stepped into leadership, you don't always react. You don't always make decisions. You start thinking and processing and just, taking personal responsibility. And how is this the greater good? This reaction going to be for the greater good of the organization. So you find yourself saying, maybe I shouldn't say something right now, or let me think about this and process it. So yeah, I mean, time is the most important thing, and I think scaling through great people, having a clear vision for your people to follow, um, building out something that has substance that people want to be a part of. And guess what? It's not just about the leads. It's not just about the CRM you have. It's about do people truly believe that you can grow their world? that you can help them accomplish their dreams. And I think that's why we've been able to build a pretty awesome team. And teams have it's had its seasons. You know, we didn't always win championships with the same roster we started with, but you know,
Mm.
we we go to play, we go to win, and we learn something about every single phase and every single season that we get, because we believe that we are a championship team. Even when we, you know, don't win the trophy, we learned a lesson, and
Yeah. Well, you've won
that's
yourself quite a few trophies there, Queen. So don't sell yourself short. Let's talk about that a little bit because I know you're too humble to mention it, but I'm going to go ahead and just jump in. And there's a phrase that came, I actually had it on my Facebook, right on my profile for years. And it was entrepreneurship. But I like everyone to hear this, but switching entrepreneurship with being a CEO is living a few years of your life like no one else will, so you can live the rest of your life like no one else will. And what that says is there's a period of time where it's called sacrifice, and you're
yes,
sacrificing not just your time, but you're sacrificing your, your soul. Really, is because you're pouring literally your blood, soul, sweat, tears, heart into this company. And what a lot of people don't understand is that it's never about the CEO. Being the CEO is never about the CEO. It's about the lives that are part of the organization that you're growing. And if you're not impacting those lives, you are going to have a revolving door. But you spoke to something else, John. You brought up Shep Black, dear friend of mine. Learned so much. He's changed my life. And one of the things he used to call is when someone would leave our organization, our team, our brokerage, he'd call it a early Christmas present. And not everyone would think about that, especially if you lose a 10 or $20 million producer. You don't think of that as a Christmas gift. But so he says it tongue in cheek. But you had said something is that it wasn't always this team, right? And I guess my question for you is that you still currently run a team that sells over 2,000 homes a year. And why that? I mean, that's a really, really big number that most will never, ever achieve. I've never ran an organization that sold 2,000 homes a year. And I guess you have a lot to say about who you had to become as a leader, as a CEO. And you had mentioned that you had to be a leader of leaders, but what do you think the biggest thing that you had to change? I know the things that I still need working on myself, that I recognize, like lack of patience and things of that nature. But for you, for Veronica, you're going to come to Cleveland, Ohio, pour into everybody. By the way, before you answer that question, go to Agent to CEO Live, agenttoceolive.com, get your ticket. It comes with a ticket to Rock and Rescue. So it's August 7th and 8th. I'm sorry, excuse me, September 7th and 8th. It's in Cleveland, Ohio. It's a beautiful area called the East Bank of the Flats. And after the second day, you're going to not only hear Miss Veronica pour her heart out as to everything that she did to build the empire, or I should say empires, because you have a huge reputation in EXP as well. But we're also going to party under the stars, listen to some amazing country music with Dusty Black and After Midtown. It's going to be a great party for Rock and Rescue. But back to this, what was the number one thing that you had to change about you to become a leader that you can run two organizations of the size that you do and become the leader that you are?
yeah. I mean, I think there were a number of things I had to do. And right before this call, I'll be right, I was on a call with my soul coach. Like, I have a therapist like meet with every week religiously. Like, it doesn't waver, right? I started making decisions in my life that would hold me accountable, hold me to a higher standard as a leader. And you want to feel, you want to be nervous as a CEO, or a leader, is go hire someone that's extremely talented, and you wonder, how am I going to keep this person? Like, and it's not just money. Like, how can I inspire this person? How can I empower this person? Well, I asked myself, would I follow me? That was a question I asked myself. And there were moments where I was like, girl, no, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if I would. And there were some things in my life that I had to change. And it was Chep who posed that question to me. He says, what is the single most important thing, or the single, you know, yeah, most important thing that you could change in your life that will radically impact the rest of your life? And I had to really think about it. I had to pray about it. I had to really get honest with myself. And there were things that I was like, wow, what shows up personally will show up publicly, whether you believe it or not. Albie, I would mask my emotions. I would drink my pain away. And I was a functioning alcoholic. And I don't ever talk about it as openly like that, I guess, by calling it that. I just said I drank a lot. But like the industry made me so I was a sloppy leader at times. There were times where I was unfocused. I was distracted. I wasn't following through with certain things. And I was already pseudo successful or quasi successful on paper, right? A boss. But I really wasn't. And it was some decisions that I made personally. I started really holding myself accountable. I started being honest with myself. I started taking action on the things that I needed to take action, and really, really being honest with the changes that I had to make. I also had to risk certain relationships. I had to make decisions for my organization, for my company, for the vision that possibly were going to upset some people, but I knew that was the best decision for the company. And when I made that decision, I had to stand by my team and show up like a leader, and not seem uh how do you say it? I was decisive. I knew the decision I was making, and I was going to stand by my decision. And I knew it was for the greater good of the company. So I had to make decisions. And instead of the fear that I had, that I was waiting and waiting and waiting, dragging out decisions, when I finally made the decision, thank God I made the decision when I made it. My team actually says, we're proud of you. We stand with you. You inspire us, because not many people would be willing to make those type of sacrifices that you've made. So last year, I think a year and a half ago, I stopped drinking. I made a decision to start working on my mental health. I made a decision to start working on my personal health. I dropped, I think, about 65 pounds. I started working on my marriage, marriage counseling, really working on my relationships. I restored relationships with people that were really important to me, including family, including business, and stop playing the egoic game. And man, everything just, and I really just worked on me selfishly. I was like, I'm gonna work on me, give me a break. Then the business started falling in place, because the people around me started saying, well, she's leveling up, let me level up, I got your back. And let me just tell
Yes.
you what agent to CEO means to me. I'm gonna drop you with this one, because I like to put acronyms and meanings behind things. I wanted to stop being the chief executive officer for my team, and I wanted to start being the chief empowerment officer for my team, for my people, for the people who are in my world that I am blessed to be in business with. I want to empower them to become the best leader that they can be. I want to empower them, even if their season with me is for a year, 2 years, 3 years.
I love it.
I got cut off there. I don't know if you hear me
Yeah,
still.
no, I can hear you perfectly fine. I think it's just a little internet snafu, but yeah, no, it's
Can you hear me?
awesome. Chief Empowerment Officer.
Hello?
Yep, I can hear you. You're kind of just cutting a little bit in and out, though.
Hello? Hello? I'm coming
Yep.
back.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Cool. Yes, I can hear you. Yep.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I
Yep.
can't hear you, but I was just
Oh,
saying that
shoot.
I stopped wanting to be the CEO of just executive decisions. And I really wanted to empower people to make decisions for their life. And I wanted to walk the walk.
That's amazing. Well, I'm not sure if it's on my end or your end. It could either way. It looks like I got all the bars going here. But that is an amazing distinction. And in this course, it's a 2-day course.
I'm back.
Start, you're back. I hear you.
Okay.
But that was so
Sorry
awesome.
about that.
Totally
I'm
fine.
so sorry about that. I was going back to what I was saying. I don't know if you heard the part. Like, I didn't want to make executive decisions anymore. I wanted to
Right.
empower people. And of course, I still make the hard decisions, and I still make the decisions as a leader. But for me, my purpose shifted to empowering leaders, empowering the people who come into my team to become the best real estate rock star that they can be, whatever that journey and path is. through our team, and they think they're joining a leads team or a real estate team. They happen to be joining a personal development team that happens to sell a shit ton of real estate.
I love it. That's amazing. And that is the direction. And that's the thing that, Shep Black uncovered for me. You're not going to just learn what we're talking about today. You are still going to learn the things that Veronica was talking about earlier, like how to make the right hires. There's a process, right? Like there's a process to everything. And you had to put these processes together before, you could step out and do the things that you love to do. First, you had to have a process for hiring, a process for firing. You had to have a process together for onboarding. What's the process for getting agents from 0 deals to 10 or from 10 to 20 and meeting them where they're at? And I'm sure that, you and your amazing team, which I've hung out with and love so much, have built all these processes. What everyone's going to learn is how to do this the right way. I can tell you how to do it the wrong way because I did it a million times the wrong way. And because Jay and John Kitchens and Michael Reese and Veronica and myself have built multi-million dollar companies, we had to get there doing it the wrong way so many times. So you're going to learn from the best of the best. You're going to learn the systems, the processes, stuff. Take it. You can literally deploy it immediately while you're building your team. If you notice something like, oh man, I'm doing this wrong, you'll be able to go back and immediately tweak that, get the ship right on. And you're definitely going to be inspired by this lady. I'm grateful for you that you're going to trip
Well,
up.
I think Albie, you nailed it, right? We want leverage and we want time and we want to do the things but we don't want to give up control because we're control freaks. But the truth of the matter is that when you do give up control is when you gain control and you gain power and you gain freedom and you empower your people, and they absolutely love you for it because you're also giving them permission to grow and evolve. And if they make a mistake, you grow through that together, but you're learning and you're implementing. And what was the lesson learned? And we're going to talk about our onboarding. We're going to talk about our recruiting strategies. We're going to talk about our empowerment strategies, how we've decided who's the right fit for our world, right? And what was the first hire? And what, if we could do it all over again, what we would have done differently. And Chep says this best too, right? Not to say that this is, Chepism, but it really helped me. Don't ask me how I got there. Ask me all the mistakes that I made to get there,
Yes.
Because everybody likes to boast themselves up like, oh yeah, I've got this great business. But like, if I told you ask me about the sleepless nights, ask me about the things that kept me up at night, ask me about what I would have done differently. And you're going to get there with a shortcut.
Yeah. There's a book, and I actually typed it into the comment section, and I wonder if you read it. It's called The Hard Thing About Hard Things by Ben Horowitz. Have you read that one?
I haven't read that one, but I will.
So the reason I wrote it was because you had just said something maybe 5 minutes ago in the broadcast about a time that you had to make some really hard decisions where you were having to part ways with people that you had close relationships with, that they just weren't a fit for your culture and you're
or for the future or where you were going, right?
Where you were going. And here's the thing. The hard thing about hard things is they're fucking hard. And most people don't want to make these types of hard decisions. And it takes courage. It takes a lot of focus. And look at who's calling me right now. As we're live right now. Jay, you can.
Sorry, I just finished up a long.
Come on in. Come on in. The water's warm. I sent you the link.
All right, cool.
Okay. So anyways, I just wrote that in there because it's a great book. Something that, we're going to pull pieces from that book and bring it into the course. And the man who wrote the course is actually on his way in here any moment now. But The Hard Thing About Hard Things, Ben Horowitz, get the book on audio. It's even better on audio. Are you still there?
I'm still here.
It looks like someone's turning your light off and on over there.
Yeah, I don't normally do this on my phone, but we're gonna have to work with what I got. So many people were calling me at the same time, but we got this.
Yeah, so just agent to CEO live.com, agent to CEO live.com, and get your ticket. Again, it also comes with a ticket to Rock and Rescue that benefits a few different charities that they're near and dear to our heart that rescue women and children from human trafficking. On that note, what's going on, Jay Kinder?
What's up, man? I missed the whole party. I had a long call with an agent that went really well. So I stayed in for the duration. So coming in hot.
That's all right. Well, we were just kind of discussing, the big journey that, Veronica has been on, and we've been blessed to be a part of that for the last 4 years, 4.5 years now. And just the transformations she had to make, the person she had to become to take her organization to the next level. It was really fire. You missed a really good one, but luckily it's all recorded. But I'd like to know from you, Jay, you and Michael, and I guess Kitchens had a hand in it too. You guys wrote this course.
Yeah.
Why did you write it, and where did it come from? Where you're obviously trying to solve a problem that you saw in the marketplace for real estate agents.
Yeah. So really, what we've learned in since 2006, and looking under the hood of literally every agent's business that you can imagine from every level. They could be coming to us doing 200 deals, 300 deals, 40 deals, 30 deals. There's almost always, in every stage of business, wherever you may be, there's almost always a system or a process that if you install in your business, that will bump you up to the next level. It might be a hiring system. It might be a delegation thing. It might be, it might be a leadership, principle. It might be rhythm. It might be strategy. There's so many little pieces of the puzzle. It most certainly will be marketing at some level or another. And so, like, there's those things that, and as a coach, we give you those things as you encounter problems along the way. This is everything. This is the book. I was going to try to find. I have one here. The book is this thick. It's every system, every process, everything we've ever done to move people from being stuck to unstuck and building a business. That was what our passion was helping people build businesses. What I encountered as I became successful was I paid a lot of people a lot of money. And I go to Mike Ferry and he would teach me prospecting's the only way. It's prospect. You never spend money. And then you go to Joe Stump or Brian and it's like, it's by referral only. You can only do it by bullshit. Like, those are all pillars to the business. And you need all of those pillars in the business. And you need to understand right things, right order in order to build a successful business. And so, this is where we break down all of those systems. We go through it strategically over the course of 2 days. It will be drinking from a fire hose. But then you have all the assets. You have everything. You have the knowledge. Your mind gets expanded to like, okay, now I know how to do this. I've actually seen it done. I've seen what it looks like. And now you can go back and go to work on executing it. And I think that's for me and Mike, that was always something that was valuable, is like, if you take me into somebody's office, like Veronica's that's doing 2,000 transactions, and I can see how it actually operates. I can see the people doing what the layout is, how they do their office meetings, how their rhythm and what marketing they're doing and that. What meetings is she a part of, and what ones are she not a part of? How was she able to get this off her plate? When I can see that, you'll never forget it, because you saw what's possible. Now you know what you have to do to go back and really it's about who you have to become, because you might say, man, I'm no good at hiring people. I'm no good at you're not. But if you want to have leverage, you want to get your life back, you want to quit working weekends and evenings, then you have to become someone who knows how to hire and, more importantly, lead, not manage. Because if you do good at hiring, you don't ever have to manage anybody. You're only leading people.
Yeah.
And you will be inspired to go back and do that if your vision's big enough, if that's what you really truly want to do. And
hey, Albie. Jay got to spend a day with me. I think I scared him away.
Yeah. Oh, it was impressive. It was super. I said it that day, Veronica. Everyone should have that opportunity to see that someday, because it was watching literally pure efficiency at its finest. You got so many things done in a day that most people can't get done in a week. And until you see what that looks like, you don't really know how the hell you could possibly do what you do on a daily basis. I understand it, but it was a lot. I mean, it was impressive. And so, but that's the benefit of when you can see what it looks like. Oh, okay, I can't be doing this anymore. Right? There's no time in the day for me to be handling these types of problems. How do I empower someone else to handle those problems? And so, yeah, it was refreshing for me, because I've never seen anyone that did 2,000 transactions. I was a quarter of that. So even in my existence, I have no concept of what it is you could possibly do on a daily basis to manage that operation. And so getting to see it for me was a real treat.
Well, I love that you use the word empowerment, because before you came on, I was like saying how I went from being the CEO, from chief, whatever, executive officer, or whatever. I never even thought I would use that. I just want to be the chief empowerment officer of my team. I want to empower people, and, I want them to see that there's a bigger opportunity. And I think I've made a lot of mistakes, and I make a lot of mistakes still, but I'm at peace knowing that my team, at least my leadership team, they feel empowered. Like today, I flew in, was in the office. I got to, follow the agenda, and it was a successful day, from still taking care of some personal things I had to take care of, to meeting my team, meeting the new agents, empowering the leadership, handling some new conversations, meeting with a new business opportunity. All the different conversations that I had today, it wouldn't be possible if I didn't have the leadership team that I have today. But I had to make the decision of empowering them and giving them permission to learn, grow, make a little bit of mistakes, because we all have made mistakes in our lives, in our business. But we learn through that, and we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. So I invite anybody who'd love to come and take a look at our operations to, hit me up, and be prepared. Brace yourself.
Yeah, hang on. Well, they can catch a glimpse of it at Agent to CEO, that's for sure. Looking forward to having you there. It's going to be a great time for sure. I'm even just as excited for the after party.
Oh yeah. So just a little bit of logistics. If this is something that you're considering, and if you're somebody that is a successful real estate agent, that part you got licked. You're making, you might be making good money, but you find yourself working 7 days a week, not being home for dinner. You're working weekends. You're taking calls during your kid's baseball game or soccer or hockey or whatever it is, and you constantly feel your life being interrupted by your work. You don't really have a business. You have a practice, and there's a difference between a business and a practice. You are going to get the literally paint by numbers, every process that from everybody who's going to be there teaching, including Veronica, Mike Reese, Jay Kinder, John Kitchens, who's personally saw under the hoods of literally thousands of teams and brokerages as a coach. And you're going to get all that in 2 days. What you're going to do is fly into Cleveland. You'll fly into CLE on the 6th, which is a Tuesday. We're going to start Wednesday morning. We're going to go to about dinner time, and then we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to go to dinner right there. It's in the East Bank of Flats. It's beautiful. Next morning, we're up and at 'em early. We'll have breakfast, lunch for you. And then we're going to end probably around 4 o'clock, let you get freshened up, literally walking across the parking lot to an outdoor club called Forward Nightclub. And we have 3 amazing country artists lined up. One of them is Dusty Black. Everyone knows Dustin Black, our buddy from Black Tie Moving, and After Midtown, who's become our friend in Nashville as well. So 2 Nashville greats. If you haven't heard of them, come to this show, because when you hear them on the radio, wherever you're at, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I was at that show before they were big. It's going to be one of those kinds of shows, and it's going to be amazing. And I'm excited to share it with everybody. So thank you, Veronica. Can't wait for you to see it. It's going to be a treat. Go to agenttoceo.com. I'm sorry, agenttoceo.live.com. Get your tickets before they're gone. Mr. Kinder, you want to wrap us up with anything?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that, I think for every stage that I broke through to the next level throughout my entire career, it was always about getting uncomfortable and leaving my market and going to some place and getting around other like-minded individuals and learning and growing. And this is going to be one of those things you look back on that'll be the caveat to the next level, the thing that lifts you, the catalyst rather to the next level. Being in the room with the amount of people that we're going to have that are already operating and aspiring to operate at a high level, and getting to learn the systems and processes and get the confidence around exactly how to build your business and take it to the next level. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if I hadn't taken those chances and made it, even when I didn't want to leave my family, didn't want to fly across the country, didn't want to do those things. Every time I did, it was always the best decision I could have made. So don't sit on the fence. Take a risk, get outside your comfort zone, and spend the time, effort, and energy on growing yourself. And it's going to pay you back dividends.
All right. Thank you for being with us, everybody. Everyone have a great one. We'll see you at Agent to CEO. Cleveland.
See you guys.
Bye.